Hi guys, the Benidorm enthusiast here with Benidorm Stuff YouTube channel. We have now had confirmation from the Valencian government of the details for the de-escalation process in our region. That is the easing and relaxation of the restrictions in place, which starts from next week, Monday the 1st of March. So for today's video, I'm going to be going through this with you. Let's start with a quick look at the numbers. They're still dropping significantly, thankfully. Our region, the Valencia region, spent the majority of last year being the region with the lowest numbers in the whole of mainland Spain. But this last wave after Christmas hit us particularly hard, and we went from being one of the best to one of the worst areas. At the end of January, the cumulative incidence rate was close to 1,500 per 100,000 people, which is pretty scary really. Thankfully, we've done amazingly well throughout February and got the numbers down to less than 150 per 100,000. And it's still dropping. We're now at the region with the lowest risk of regrowth in the whole of Spain, according to the data. So let's hope everyone still acts responsibly with the relaxation of some restrictions and those numbers continue to fall. So, what restrictions are being relaxed? Well, the most notable for us in Benidorm is that bars, cafes and restaurants can reopen, but only those with terraces to start. Terraces must operate at 75% capacity and there's still limited hours. Closing time is 6 p.m. and masks must be worn when not consuming. Although this is a positive step in the right direction, it still makes it impossible for many places to reopen. But it is a start. We have to start somewhere. And it has been stressed by the government that this de-escalation will be slow and a gradual easing of restrictions whilst constantly analysing the data on the way. So yes, from Monday we can go and get a drink on the beachfront, which makes me incredibly happy. Unfortunately, the weather forecast for next week is terrible. It's supposed to rain every day, but that won't stop me. I'll be sat with my Mac and brolly if need be. It will be great to see a bit of life brought back to Benidorm. I can't wait. Another major change is the number of people allowed to meet together outdoors. It's been increased to 4, so basically we can start to see our friends again, even meet friends for lunch. It's a maximum of 4 per table at bars and restaurants. You know, it's amazing the things that you take for granted. Just the thought of being able to sit and have a chat with friends over about to eat brings a massive smile to my face. There are still no social gatherings allowed indoors, so no going round to anybody's house or having anybody round to your house. The only people meeting together inside homes should be the people that live together in that home. The next big adjustment to the restrictions is the lifting of the weekend confinement of the big towns and cities. At the moment, anywhere with over 50,000 inhabitants are effectively locked from Friday afternoon till Monday morning, so nobody allowed in or out without justified reasons. This has included Benidorm, with around 70,000 residents registered here. But this is the last weekend of this restriction. Next weekend we can come and go as we please. Hopefully we will even get some visitors from surrounding areas coming to support the establishments that will have managed to reopen. Non-essential shops will benefit from an extra 2 hours opening time. They have been closing at 6 p.m, but from Monday this will be extended to 8 p.m. All the parks and public gardens will be open and places of worship expand their capacity to 50%. There will be some flexibility with sports activities. Outdoor facilities can open, but unfortunately gyms remain closed for the time being. I think that covers all the major changes happening next week. The curfew is still in place and the times haven't changed, so night mobility is restricted between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. The regional borders of the whole Valencia region are remained closed, so nobody should be coming in and out, crossing the regional borders without justified reasons. So this is where we stand to start the de-escalation process. There are still a lot of restrictions in place, as I said before, and what keeps being emphasised by the government is that it is a slow, gradual process. This first stage will be in place for 2 weeks, then things will be reviewed again. The whole de-escalation process is set to run right through until May at the earliest. There are still a lot of questions surrounding Easter, and as of yet we don't have everything confirmed. regarding the holiday and what will happen around that time. It is a massive day on the Spanish calendar. It's usually a big earner for the hospitality industry in Benidorm, a time when people come from all over Spain to enjoy many wonderful things that our resort has to offer. The head of the Valencian government, Ximo Puig, is against the idea of opening up and allowing movement over Easter. He's worried it could spark a fourth wave and put the brakes on the de-escalation process, which is of course the last thing any of us want. I personally think it's wise keeping things closed. It's too much too soon. It could jeopardise any chance we have of rescuing something from the summer season. But he is under pressure from the tourism sector. They're pushing to allow people with bookings to be allowed to enter the region with the hope of an economic boost without too much risk on health. I hope it doesn't happen, to be honest. I think we'd be better off sitting tight a little longer, waiting until the max vaccination programme is well underway. So what's happening with the vaccine rollout? As I mentioned in our last video, the next couple of months is going to be the crucial period in realising when we can restart tourism properly, because it depends on how the vaccination programme grows. New vaccines are set to be approved by the EU, the main one being the Janssen vaccine, and providing the pharmaceutical companies comply in sending the doses that have been ordered, the large-scale immunisation process will commence at the start of April. In the big towns and cities with over 50,000 inhabitants, there will be several mass vaccination centres set up in each. Places like the City of Arts and Science in Valencia City, there's a film studio in Alicante, hotels here in Benidorm have also put their premises forward, and then there's the field hospitals that have been set up around the region that will also be used. Throughout the smaller towns and villages, at least 1 out of 3 will have a max vaccination centre set up. They're really cracking on with the organisation of the programme, but it does still totally depend on the arrival of the different vaccines here in Spain. So when that does happen, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, it will be full speed ahead, and we'll be doing our best to keep you updated all the way. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any further updates, and leave us a comment. Let us know how things are going wherever you are in the world. That's all from me today. Thanks for watching. Please do check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and now TikTok at the Benidorm Enthusiast. Stay positive and stay safe.